Hello and welcome to Ready Steady Cosplay. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've seen my videos before, welcome back. Today I am starting a new cosplay build series for Lute from Hazbin Hotel Season 2. This series will be broken up over the next year or so, and will be at least 4 videos, so be sure to keep an eye out for them. Today I am making the dress. To make the dress I used a store-bought pattern as a base and customized it from there. I will put the exact pattern information in the description. I started by cutting out the pattern pieces and making a mock-up out of a white cotton. This here is where I make all of the modifications. I made notes and marked on the mock-up all of the changes I want to make. I drew on where I wanted the panels to go on the skirt and then cut them out as well. fabric for the actual dress is a grey neoprene. There are pros and cons to this fabric. I love how angelic it looks when it hits certain light, but it is a warm fabric, so this cosplay may become a winter costume, although I may make a version with thinner fabric in the future. I transferred my mock-up pattern pieces onto the fabric and cut them out. Remember to add seam allowances to these pieces. Take your time sewing these pieces together and make sure everything gets sewn in the correct place. I made sure to be very methodical with this because it gets very complicated very quickly. For example, on the skirt, I did the vertical sections individually before attaching all of the panels together. And I top stitched every single seam. There is so much top stitching in this dress, it is actually insane. Attaching this top to the skirt was a little bit complicated, but to put it in simple terms, I lined it up, pinned it, snit the notches into the curved sections and sewed it before turning it through and top stitching the seams down. That is a very simplified version though. For the collar, I decided to recycle the neckline from a previous Hazbin Hotel cosplay. I originally dyed the trim, intending it to be black, but it came out grey, and luckily it works perfectly here. I made the base collar with the same pattern from my Hunter cosplay series. Be sure to check it out. And made a mock-up first because I wanted it to be slightly shorter. Once the length was correct, I made it out of the neoprene fabric. I then sewed the trim onto it. I did make a mistake here because I realised after sewing everything I should have made it into a ruffle first, because there are these random darts here and there and it's just not great. So if I ever remake this, I will improve on this technique. Once all the trim has been sewed, I then sewed the collar onto the dress. I then added the sleeves onto the dress. This was a very simple step. Finally, I sew up the back of the dress. I added an invisible zipper and finished the skirt with a rolled hem. I did leave the inside of the dress raw for a few reasons. If I added a lining, I would have to undo the left armhole later to attach the green sleeve for Lute's metal arm. And also on the back of the dress, I will be adding openings so that I can wear the back plate for the wings under the dress. But that is it, the dress is done. I definitely have things I want to change and will probably be making this again in the future. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more cosplay videos in the future. Later this year I will be doing some collaborations with other cosplayers, so make sure to come back for those because they are going to be so much fun.